As Blues fans, we've been used to failure. We've been used to relegation battles. We've been used to just rubbish on rubbish for the past 10 or 13 years. I feel as a fan base and as a club, we forgot how to win consistently.
So welcome back to Small Heath Alliance FC. And there's no denying that last season at Birmingham City was a tough one, a real roller coaster, ending with relegation to League One. And in this video, myself and Matt are going to have a conversation about some of the things that we think will be different next season and some of the things that we would want to be different for next season. Hopefully, Blues fans, you will relate to some of these things. And obviously, we'd like to know your comments about these, about anything that we don't cover. You can pop them in the comments below. But before we go into that, I'm just going to straight to Matt. So what would you like to see different then for next season, Matt?
So I think if you've been following the Blues social media channels, you'll notice that there's a lot going on around the ground. So my first expected change and needed change is the whole entire matchday experience. And, we've seen the screens going up. We've seen plans with the fan zone. We've seen the new club shop. We've got a new catering contract. We're going to see better beer, better food, hot water. We're going to see the big bar in the Kop. And even last season, Dad, we saw new seats in the paddock, which helped. But this year, I think is going to take it to a whole new level. And I'm seeing a lot on social media going, why are the owners investing 15, 20 million when we're going to be moving to a new stadium? But again, it just shows how much they know about business, how much they're going to focus on revenue. And I think the matchday experience this season is going to be completely different, for positive and for better.
Yeah, I think you're right. In my opinion, and again, I'm estimating it, I reckon the new stadium is going to be, it's 6 to 7 years away. It's probably a sensible time frame to be thinking about. So therefore, if fans are asking why are we doing this to the ground, like you've mentioned, it's all about generating revenue in the current ground, because 6 to 7 years is a long time. There's a lot about revenue that can be generated in the meantime. I'm excited about those things as well, looking forward to that. Something for me, Matt, which you've mentioned in previous videos that I want to see different for next season, and it's a big thing across the whole club, is stability. We've got to have stability. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, last season was tough, in terms of you didn't know. You just like punched in the face left, right and centre every week.
Horrible.
It was absolutely horrible.
I'm going to put it on the line. Last year was the worst year on the pitch I've known as a Blues fan.
It was horrendous.
And I'm 33, you're older than me. You can't have known many worse seasons than that. Just with the circus, everything around it was awful.
It was terrible, and we not just about, like you said, not just about the playing side, the changes of managers, the way things were just completely unravelling, really, you would say, as the season went on. Yeah. So you mentioned a few podcasts ago, Matt, about stability. We need a new manager, which we're in the process of getting at the moment. At the time of recording, we haven't had a new manager appointed just yet. We know that there's lots of candidates out there. We need a season where the fans feel that there's not going to be constant chopping and changing. Yeah. And also part of that stability is we've got a plan, and it's we've got a style of play. We want something consistent. That, to me, is what I really want to see next season. Above everything, I think, for me, that is.
Stable manager, stable starting 11, stable captain. All these little things make a huge impact for the bigger picture of the club, don't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think for me, that's pretty key and pretty important.
Yeah. So my next point is, for me, a big improvement. We need to see this, and it's a double whammy. So excuse my cheekiness of kind of throwing two into one, but they do link, and that is we need to get a winning mentality back and improve our away form.
Yes.
They're the two biggies for us. I do think if we can get a good manager in, coming back to your point, if we can have a stable summer, I think we'll be set up really well nicely to get that winning mentality back and win some more away games. Because as Blues fans, we've been used to failure. We've been used to relegation battles. We've been used to just rubbish on rubbish for the past 10 or 13 years. I feel as a fan base and as a club, we forgot how to win consistently. When was the last time that we went down to St.Andrews and we actually went, we're going to win today, and I'm dead confident we're going to win, apart from playing teams that are below us? When was the last time we went to St Andrews playing anyone in the top six where we're going to give them a good game? Yeah. And I know we beat Norwich and I know we beat Coventry, but I don't care what any Blues fan says, there was no confidence, not loads amounts of confidence.
No.
The Norwich game maybe because it was a do or die scenario. I think a lot of Blues fans actually predicted we might have won that. But my point still stands, is that winning mentality, confidence in the fan base, confidence in the club, confidence that when me and you get on that coach and we travel to Bristol Rovers or Burton, wherever, that we're actually going to come back with 3 points. How nice would that feel?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And you are right, because, they talk about a winning mentality. And you also talked about, we need to improve our away form. What away form? We didn't have any away form. I mean, it was ridiculous last season. The away fans. I mean, we went to quite a lot of away games last season, and I felt you feel so sorry for the fans, and we're part of that. Come here, you'll travel, spend all that money, go all those distances.
3 away
The
wins.
journey backs are awful and we had like 3 away wins all season, and about 3 or 4 draws. It was so basically it's not improving the away form, it's giving us an away form.
Having any away form.
Away form.
What you just said there, about how miserable it can be, Ipswich and Norwich coming back from those places, miserable. But how buzzing was it? Bristol City and Stoke, those were the 2 that we made because we couldn't make the Cardiff game because it was in the midweek. How amazing are those coach journeys back? And everyone's chatting behind, reminiscing on the game, and it's just when you've lost and you've lost miserably, the lights go off the coach, you've got 2.5 hours in darkness, and you're all feeling a little bit down because you just it's an awful experience.
I want to be in a position, Matt, as a Blues fan, when somebody asks me, when we went to an away ground, like we did, we like the last season, when you went to Norwich, what was was it good? What was the best experience? And I start talking about the sausage rolls.
The fact they had hot water.
And that's how ridiculous it got last season. So you are right. Away form is definitely key. This winning mentality is important as well. I think Davo put a video out a couple of months ago. Some statistic. We are statistically the team that's lost the most games in the whole of the 4 leagues over 10 years, something like that. So that tells you that Blues fans have got this, a team that doesn't give them many wins. And we've got to change that next season. We have to. And just because we're in League One doesn't give us an automatic right to win games.
Of course it doesn't.
We've got to, and that comes on to my next point, because something else I really want, and I'm sure all you Blues fans out there also want, I want a competitive squad that I can feel confident that are going to give us the fight and desire for the shirt and for the badge. That's what I want next season.
Yeah. Is that your second big point?
I don't know how many I've got, but that's one of them.
Right, okay.
I don't know what number I'm at, but that's definitely one of them. I'm sure. I know that we know that there's going to be a lot of turnaround. We know a lot of players have gone out, been released, and the loan players have gone back. So we know there's going to be a big turnaround in players. But I just want to turn up at the St. Andrews at Knighthead Park, and I want to turn up at away grounds with every confidence that whatever 11 is picked, puts on a Blues shirt, they're going to fight for my club. That's what I want.
And I was going to say, even if you've lost an away game, and we say this a lot, and this won't be news to many viewers' ears, if you get on that coach and you've lost the game, and you've lost to the better team, and your 11 men gave all they gave, they battled, they fought, blood, sweat and tears, you can sit on that coach, go home and go, well, at least all 11 of those players gave their all. We just lost to the best team on the day. It's football, it happens. Whereas, but the reason why I said is that your second point, because my final point of improvement is the recruitment to be right, have a competitive team, bring in some warriors and battlers. So we're pretty much in identical.
Because I think I think we as Blues fans, I think we reflect the feeling of the majority of Blues fans because we're passionate about it.
100%.
So it's hardly surprising that you're going to pick up the same things that I do because we're looking at and following the same team.
And that was my final point. And there's another section below that. And again, I've banged this drum. No more passiveness, no more niceness. Let's be mean. Let's get in people's faces. If someone's on a yellow card, start tugging their arm so you tempt them into getting a red. I can't swear on this podcast, but be someone who's not nice on the pitch. That, to me, football is just as much a mental game as it is physical, and we need to start getting into the players' heads of our oppositions, really start causing some problems, not being nice, stop being passive. We're going to war this year in League One, and I want these players to show up for us. And as you said, the most important thing, Dad, what you've said in this podcast so far is fight for the badge. Fight
for the badge. Something else I'd like to see, Matt, as well. It's we Blues fans, you're the best fans in the world, absolutely brilliant. We love all of you. We are passionate about our club, but I'd like St. Andrews at Knighthead Park to be a place where the Blues fans are so proud to go and watch their club that there's any sign of any negativeness is gone. We just go in there to have a good time, to unite as a fan base completely. We are we're a very loyal fan base. To get people laugh at the fact that that our stadium wasn't full and all these plans to get a brand new stadium. And how can you feel that? But Birmingham City fans have been supporting a really poor team now since they got relegated from the Premier League. So to get the average crowds that we get watching that rubbish.
Contextually, yeah,
And
yeah,
it has been rubbish, hasn't it? It's absolutely amazing. And there's so much potential in the Blues fans to build and build and build. And that's what I want to see. I want to see this positive momentum at the ground and, to really, as a fan base, really come together so that we're all on the same page. And that's what's going to drive our club forward.
Well, I've been watching the League Two playoff finals and the League One playoff finals, right? If we didn't get automatic promotion next year, fine. If we went through the playoffs, we'd sell 40,000 Wembley tickets in a heartbeat. That's how loyal and how good our fan base is. We would easily sell out our Wembley allocation. And, we're a well-supported club. And I'm with you, Dad. I've seen quite a few nasty things in the terraces this year. I always say terraces, for a figure of speech, in the stands.
Yeah.
Away games, home games, there's been snapping us, there's been biting us. And when you have 7 managers in a season, when you have not results going your way, it creates a divisive atmosphere.
Yeah.
And I want that to end. I want, people are going to do a post-mortem on last season. That's fine. Let's get it out of our system. When we come to that first game, a home game at St.Andrews or away game, whatever it may be, let's be a united front. Let's put last season behind, put the mistakes behind. We'll have a new manager. We'll have a new team. Let's come back next season, as you say, a united club.
Yeah, really important, isn't it?
100%.
And I think after what happened last season and all the ups and downs of last season and all the change of managers and everything that happened and obviously resulting in eventual relegation, we'll turn up at the first game, whatever the first home game of the season is, I think it'll be a really great atmosphere. I think the fans will turn up. I really would love to see as well, which I think will happen. I think the fans will get behind the club. I think we're going to sell a lot of season tickets.
I hope so.
Obviously at the point of recording.
Still waiting for prices, Blues fans.
Yes, we are still waiting for prices, but I'm sure that'll happen soon. But I'd like to see, the ground, packed out, people experiencing what it's like to be at Birmingham City and really sort of get behind and drive the club forward. I think that's really important.
I mean, the final game of the season did it for me. How amazing was that fan zone outside the front of the Kop? People mingling, beers being drinking, food being eaten, music on, sun was out. It was brilliant. And fair enough, I know that day didn't end the way we wanted it to. But actually, I was gutted that we got relegated. I was gutted with the result. We're going to be playing League One football next season. But that day actually made me really proud of my club. Lots of fans. It was just a brilliant, brilliant day, excluding the result, in terms of the atmosphere, the fan zones, everything about Davo was on the stage interviewing people, and it was just brilliant. So,
well, all of the changes that Knighthead have made are really starting to show some promise now, aren't they? The fan zone was only temporary. They put a temporary fan zone in the Kop car park, which was effectively cordoned off an area and put the all the catering and the drinks trucks and the stage and the DJ and all that type of stuff there. But what we're going to see next season is going to be a more established fan zones, and I think that's going to be really good. I think what they're trying to do as well at Knighthead is trying to encourage the fans to get to the ground a little bit earlier, spend your money at Birmingham City, but you can be with Birmingham City supporters, so pump up an atmosphere, get us all buzzing, get us into the ground, and and I think that'll be good for the club and good for the fans as well.
Yeah, definitely. No, couldn't agree more. And it makes a big difference to revenue. People are tempted to spend more money that way. It makes a difference to the atmosphere. It ticks all the boxes for us as a fan experience, doesn't it? And for the owners and for everything around the club. And I just want to jump back. We mentioned about the players and the warrior spirit and the mentality. I actually hope the manager, whoever the manager is, I know we're going through the recruitment process at the moment, and I'm sure we'll find out in the next week or two. I kind of want a no-nonsense manager. I really do.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a line to be had. You have to be, you still have to be personable. You still have to, do all those things in front of the cameras and stuff. But I want a manager behind the scenes, because we clearly have a few attitude problems, or we clearly have a desire problem or something. I want a manager to come in and whip these boys into shape. That's another thing for me.
Anybody who doesn't fit, get rid of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Whoever it is, if you don't fit with the desire of the manager and what the club is trying to do, then just don't mess around. Just get rid of them.
But I want them to come in and set that in from day one. I want them to set this new standard for the club moving forward, that we are a winning team. We're not going to take whingers. We're not going to take bad attitudes. We are winners. We are warriors, and we're going to take
That's
that
what Knighthead want.
season.
Knighthead want the best of everything, so they want the whole infrastructure to be, as best as it can. They're talking about, more of a data-driven approach to the analysis of players and the recruitment of players and getting the best coaches and the academies and all that. So Knighthead have got this vision of almost perfection is what they want, and that will be part of it, I believe. One thing I want to say as well, Matt, which is part and parcel of what we're talking about today as well. One thing I was going to say is I'd like to see the owners, make up for or understand any issues or mistakes that they've made in the past. And one sign that they have is the way that they're recruiting our new manager. I'm really impressed with this. There doesn't seem to be any panic. They're not putting statements out every week or every couple of days. It's all gone quiet. And I think that is the right way to run a football club. So don't announce anything until you know it's certain. Don't speculate.
Yeah.
So I think last year we had so much things going on that it was almost like a club statement every week, wasn't it, about something or other?
We were laughing stock, weren't we, to some extent?
Yeah,
It was a joke.
but I think a really good sign that the owners are learning, and they are learning because they've not really been involved in owning a football club before. Is that the way that they're recruiting the manager? I know a lot of Blues fans want information and and getting a bit frustrated about why don't we know? I would rather them take this approach, if I'm honest. I'd rather take the approach where they're doing their due diligence, they're doing their research, they're looking at different candidates, but they're not like sort of dripping information out here and there. This is, I believe, the way to run a club professionally, and that's what I think. I know it's frustrating for the fans, and we're fans as well. But to me, it shows me that they're learning from their mistakes, and I like that.
Off the pitch has been absolutely incredible. Everything done right. On the pitch, it's been catastrophic.
Yeah.
It's been awful. Bad decisions after bad decisions. On the pitch here, just the footballing side of things. And we all know, Dad, we've said in several videos, Blues fans want a winning team. That's what will drive ticket sales. That's what will drive revenue, is producing a winning team. And they've got it wrong in many regards. However, it looks like those worlds are going to start to synergize, come together. They're going to start to. We're really going to see both worlds collide here. And I think when that day comes, when the on pitch comes and the off pitch comes, and they collide, and we start to feel that magic, it's going to be.
I want to experience more as well. Do you know those sold out games that we had?
Yeah.
There's nothing like being at the ground, completely sold out. The atmosphere is absolutely electric, even in times when they were high pressure games for us as well. So like you were saying, Matt, we were going to the games expecting to lose, but we were going, it's going to be a great atmosphere, and it always was, and we always got behind. I want more of that, and I want more feeling of us being able to. We can really do something here. Even the feeling. I want more goals. I want to have the feeling of celebrating a goal when it's scored. That's what we want, and that's what we have been starved of. Those type of things for as Birmingham City supporters for many, many years.
You can tell the atmosphere is rocking, and I always reference this, but you can always tell when the left back gets rattled because the lower cop is just giving them no end of abuse, and it's and again, I don't support abuse. I'm just saying it is just the best thing in the world. When they're just piling, and then that left back suddenly booting it out and passing it back, and they don't know what to do. But that's the advantage of the home crowd.
Yeah.
That's what we can do when St.Andrews is packed out. And there's no doubt about it. So Alex Ferguson has said it's been many managers and many players have said it. They don't want to go to St.Andrews because it's a really hostile atmosphere. And it can be. We know it can be.
Yeah.
So I want to get as much hostility, and in a positive way, down there next year so that we can intimidate the opposition. As you said, I want to see... This isn't an arrogant League One statement. I want to see 3-0, 4-0, 5-0. I want to see goals going in. I want to see goals from 30 yards. When was the last time we saw an absolute
but I want to see 3-0, 4-0, 5-0. But I want us to have the goals.
I thought that was a given on a Blues podcast. But with the club that we support, I guess we must specify things like that.
Yeah.
But no, I agree. And I think that next year, I think we're in. Fair enough. I know it's League One football, but I think we're in for an exciting league season.
Yeah. So to sum up for me, good beer, warm water, no more Rooney, no more Burke. That to me is, in a nutshell, is really what and how we are going to move forward for next season. But what do you think, Birmingham City supporters? We know we've been through some rough times. We know that last season was not the greatest for us, but we are in a different place now. We're starting to, let's say, refresh for the start of the new season. And once the new manager's in place, I think we'll start to see things moving fairly rapidly in terms of the development of our new squad. So exciting times ahead. But we'd love to know what you think in terms of what you would like to see different next season. Let us know in the comments below anything that we haven't covered that you would like to see or expect to see next season. Keep your comments clean, please, because we are a family podcast, and we love your comments. We love reading them, but we are, we know that families are happy to watch our podcast with their children because that's the feedback we've got. So no swear words, please, and no abusive or aggressive language because they will be deleted. Any other comments, please add them. We also hope you liked this video, and if you did, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't checked out our social media channels, make sure you go to our Instagram page and our X page, and you'll see those handles appearing on the screen right now. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, then why not? Make sure you press that subscribe button to make sure that you don't miss any future content all about Birmingham City. And myself and Matt will see you on the next video.